going to get to listen to the book. And as we're listening to it, I want you to think of your favorite part, okay? Because today, our reading response page, we are going to write about our favorite part. We're going to draw our picture, and we're going to try to write a sentence using all the sounds that we hear. Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. Written by Patty Lovell, illustrated by David Halter. Molly Lou Mellon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can, and the world will look up to you." So she did. Molly Lou Mellon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big, and the world will smile right alongside you." So she did. Molly Lou Mellon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So she did. Molly Lou Mellon was often fumble-fingered. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you too." So she did. Then Molly Lou Mellon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends and start in a new school. On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Mellon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, "Wow, she's good." And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky Tooth Beaver. Molly Lou Mellon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck. Honk, honk." Molly Lou Mellon sang out a quack so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said that she'd made the snowflake all wrong. But Molly Lou Mellon opened up her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. All the children oohed and awed, even Ronald. On the fifth day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Mellon a stacking penny for her too and smiled at her. That night, Molly Lou Mellon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. "Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Mellon." All right, I love how quiet you guys were listening to our story. I heard some friends whispering, "Oh, that was my favorite part." Okay, I'm going to show you, I started drawing mine so that we would have more time to work. I started drawing my favorite part. And I want you to try to guess to see if you can tell. It's not completely done, but I want you to guess if you can tell which part was my favorite. Okay, raise your hand if you think you might know. Look at who's in my picture. Look at their height. Look at what color their hair is. Look what they're wearing. Look at their facial expressions to see if you can figure out what my favorite part is. Jolynn, do you think you know what my favorite part is?
It's inside, and her grandma, the Molly and her mom and her dad.
Not quite.
I know me.
Jacob, what do you think?
Ronald is giving
part that I was drawing about, and so let me draw that penny. So I drew Molly Lou Mellon and Ronald's giving Molly that penny. And Jacob, how could you tell that was Ronald and Molly, that part?
Because they both look happy.
Yeah, they both look happy. And before, Ronald was making fun of Molly, so she probably wasn't very happy. And then Ronald felt foolish. What is something that I could write down here if that's my favorite part?
Sentence.
What sentence could I write? Does anyone have an idea of what I could write?
How, when Mom was opening on her phone.
Yeah, and I could write all of that, or right now we're not at that step yet, so I could write when Ronald gave Molly a penny, okay? So what sound do we hear in when? What?
When.
W, good. And I'm gonna start with a capital letter because it's the beginning of my sentence. Boys, sit up please. Sit up please, this is important too. What next sound do you hear, Elena? When. Okay, in. We're just writing any sounds that we hear. It's okay if we don't spell it right. So that's my first word. When, who? Ronald. What is that? What does Ronald start with? Ronald. R. And Ronald is a name, so it has a capital letter. Ronald. Oh. Ronald.
Is Molly Melon?
Okay, old. Then what? Ronald. Okay. I'm going to put my N before our L. Old. Now what? D. Hadley, scoot on up to this red dot, please. When Ronald gave, how can I spell gave? G. Then what sound do you hear, Carter, for gave?
G.
We have our G, then what? For gave. V, okay, when Ronald gave Molly, or yeah, we can just say gave a penny to make it shorter so you guys have more time. How do I spell A? That's on our word wall. A. When Ronald gave a penny. P. Okay, what sound do you hear next? Penny. N. Okay, so we have N. Then what? E. N-E. E. And what do I put at the end of my sentence? A period. Okay? And it doesn't matter if Ronald and A were the only words that we spelled right, because we wrote every sound that we heard. And if you write it like that, and do you see how I use my spaceman and left a finger space? It's a lot easier for me to read, you to read, and your friends to read if you leave those spaces, okay? I will leave this up here, but please don't copy mine. I want to know what is your favorite part, and I want you to try your best to write a sentence, okay? We only learn if we try, okay?
But you can't copy away.
Right. This could be your favorite part, but I don't want you to copy how I spelled it, how you helped me spell it, okay? You may walk back. We're gonna work as quietly as